Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's resume our complete beginner's guide to Rift Wizard, shall we? Well, at this point we're kind of like getting into territory where I am still a learning player in this game, and so I probably will perish very soon. But what I thought would be good for this guide, I understand the fundamentals, I understand the basics, the controls, and so I'm able to explain that. But the higher end strategy, I still have a long way to go on. So this will be kind of, at this point, just me talking through my own thinking and thought process, trying to offer advice, but also just trying to understand what it takes to flip a switch with a character and make the decisions that we need to survive, specifically in Rift Wizard. I've been making a lot of decisions that are based on my understanding of other roguelikes, so that's helpful, of course, but we're going to need to figure out the sensibilities specific to Rift Wizard to really excel. So we got ourselves, this insane single-target nuke for anything hard. We have some resistance, we have some maneuverability, and then we have a lot of really efficient burn spells. So we have no SP left, and we can go here to get some extra hit points, which are not bad, but there is, of course, a fire circle, which I'm in it with fire at this point, so I should probably go here. But there's storm drakes, blood bears, and storm trolls. So we need to be aware of that. Now, our holy armor will give us lightning resistance, so that might be something that we certainly want to use. Thunder Strike, which we're out of anyway, is probably going to be useless against the Storm Drake and the Storm Troll, but how do we find out unless we look? So I'm going to kind of go over here. Oh, you know what? Actually, wait a minute. I think I was going here. When my last thought process, and this is the reason is there's a healing potion, and there's no potion here. This is a harder rift. We kind of looked at it, and this guy is hidden here, but we should be able to. These resist fire. These hate fire. These don't resist fire. It just depends on if this guy steps out, and if we can kill him fast enough with something Mega Annihilate would be good, right? We just drop in, we've got our dogs, and then we Mega Annihilate this dude, but we need to see him. And I don't know if right here we see this guy. We do. So I'm holding down L to check my line of sight. So if I dropped here and I Mega Annihilate, I need to just calculate, does this kill this dude in one shot? He resists Arcane and Physical. Now Mega Annihilate does Physical, but it also does Fire and Lightning, which this guy does not resist at all. So I think we drop in and we just kill this guy on the very first turn before he acts. I believe that's how the interaction will go down, if I am right here. So, for science sake and me learning, let's go ahead and drop this down. And that would be my thought process. The reason I'm prioritizing this particular area is because there's no enemy that's a hard counter to me. This is the hardest enemy. I should be able to kill him. And I need a healing potion because I have none. I really want to be able to heal in the case of an emergency. And there's a lightning circle. Now, this isn't, the best thing in the world because it's lightning. However, I do have Thunder Strike, which I can level up, and as we saw before, I need more damage types. So, getting another lightning sorcery might not be a bad idea. All right, so I'm going to drop. Let me make sure I'm getting the right tile here. Okay, we're here. All right, and we're on Realm 10, and we're going to go ahead and just Mega Annihilate this dude. And Okay, we killed him. He must have had some kind of protective shield, or I don't know what happened, but he didn't take damage at first, but now he's dead. That was interesting. Okay. I don't think you can miss. By the way, my good buddy Enon, who has been watching and giving me tips, commented that upgrading to Cascade on this is very effective, so that's something I definitely want to do as well. Okay, so the most difficult target is dead. And now it's just us against, you know, a bunch of spider webs and metal mantises and the like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the dogs, which is all of the dogs, are still alive. Now, if I flame burst, I can hit a bunch of things. Okay, very good. And I'm going to do this. I still haven't hit this metal mantis gate. I need to be hitting that. So I'm going to have to kind of start moving over there. Let me just make sure I am in something can hit me, which is uncomfortable. So I'm going to fireball over here. Now my dogs are rolling through. We have 7 of them, so one of them died, but they're still doing great. I'm trying to get down here. There they go, to take out the gate, because that's a huge priority for me. Let me do some damage right there. I got hit by, I think, a metal mantis. I'm going to do a flame burst. Okay, we got the gate. This is a furnace mantis, which is like, I resist fire. So I think I'm going to have to Mega Annihilate him. I don't have any Thunder Strike. Let me Holy Armor myself. Interesting. All the gates are up here. So I'm actually going to try to blink myself up here. Interesting. I'm going to Flame Burst. This Void Toad is being annoying. Alright, he's gone. I'm taking some damage from the Void Toads. He has 1 hit point left, which is annoying. Okay. My Holy Armor is still on. I'm just going to step up here. And this guy's on me, Furnace Mantis. And let me then blink away. Not ideal, this situation, but what can we say? Yeah, it definitely needs some more lightning. I'm going to be drinking a mana potion really soon, so there's no reason to not, you know, just Mega Annihilate any target that is near me. This guy, I believe, hit me. Yeah, then this dude. Okay. I need to bail. Got to kill this guy before he kills us. I could use my teleporter, but it doesn't seem necessary. I'm just going to Mega Annihilate that guy. Alright. And I will then holy armor myself. And the guys that are coming, like this guy is annoying, so I'm just going to drink my mana potion and then Thunderstrike this dude. Oh, he's 100% resist lightning as well. Good lord. Alright, yeah, so he's very hard for us. So I have to make annihilate that guy, which is kind of a shame, but that's okay. I mean, what else am I going to do? I can't hurt him any other way. You know, another thing I might want to look at, are there any... I need to look at some skills that maybe allow my spells to do damage to more types. Alright, that guy's gone. Gray Mushroom, Metal Mantis, Metal Mantis. Okay, Metal Mantis is fine. As long as there's no more Furnace Mantis, I believe we have this. I just push space to wait, and we'll just blast that guy. He's gone. And I'm actually going to, well, I can Fireball, but I want to save my Fireball for when I can hit more than one target. Not there yet. There they go. There. Something like that. Much better. Okay. I'm going to blink over here. Alright, whatever. Let's go ahead and just start blowing these guys up. Okay. And almost got the gate. Got it. Okay, well, we have a lot of charges on Fireball, so we'll just use them happily to try to get through this situation. I'm at 15 health, by the way, so it's not ideal. Alright. And got it. Alright. Oh, fiddle-dee-dee. I was like thinking this was the last gate. And the way that the walls are configured, that's why some of these spells that destroy walls are actually worthy of consideration, because they can help you get around the map faster. Just all these kinds of things that I, you know, am learning about the game. That was a miss. I missed with my Fireball. The diagonal thing for, like, line of fire is just still blowing my mind. Need just a little bit more damage on that. I have Clarity. Immune to disabling debuffs. Alright. Well, that's good. I kind of have to wait for this guy to get... Oh, I killed myself. Oh, no. That is awesome. That's what was damaging me. My own Fireball spell. And I tell you what, that is one of the things that is so funny about this game, is that when I improved the range on my Fireball, the radius rather, I was not calculating that. I thought, oh, I'm going to hit this guy. I just hit myself with my own spell. So at this point, what I hope that you learn in this beginner's guide is don't be like me. We made it to Realm 10. We made good choices. We were doing fine. All of the problems were with the player, which is me. This is a beautiful game. There's so much to learn. It's so awesome. And by illustrating so clearly my own stupidity, we can hopefully learn together. And I'm going to be honest with you, as this is a beginning series, the way that I have gotten better at any roguelike that I've ever played, whether it be Dungeon Crawl, Stone Soup, Caves of Cud, whatever it might be, is through dying. There's nothing more painful in a permadeath game than to die, but at the same time, this is where the most valuable lessons come in. So what we learned from this one, the main takeaways: sorcery is very powerful. The skills were great. The efficiency was very good. We got some of the right pieces in place, but the takeaways were you need a variety of damage types, or if you don't have a variety of damage types, you have to choose your riffs more on enemies than on rewards sometimes. So that's going to go up in my calculus, which is, even though there's a good reward that I want, I can't, force the issue like I did against those fire drakes and just go in there with my fire spells hoping to get through. I might have to instead take a less desirable reward because the enemies are easier, or I can handle them, and then make the best of the reward. All right, so that's one thing. Number two, on diagonal tiles, similar to how Dwarf Fortress works with the way that Miasma used to spread, like diagonal openings would block it, for example, you can't have your AoE spells go through a diagonal, and that really impacts the range of them, because even if something is 2 tiles away, if they're between a diagonal, your AoE spell won't be able to fit through there. All right, so that's another thing. And perhaps one of the most important things is that you can damage yourself, your allies can damage each other. There is friendly fire to a huge degree in this game. Some roguelikes will protect the caster from certain spells. This one, maybe that's the case, but primarily, you really have to be careful of your own blast, okay? And the final bit of it that I am trying to, and this is just general roguelike advice, which is you need to slow down. I was just moving too quickly, being too lazy, not understanding what was doing the damage to me, and not realizing fast enough. I was assuming that it was just some of the ranged enemies, some of the mantises that were clipping me every now and then, which they were, but no, I was actually hitting myself. So once you upgrade your radius, you really have to be mindful of what your spells hit. So it's an advantage that you get that ultra efficient, 2-4, 3-4-1 kind of burst spell, but it's also something you have to look at so you don't hit yourself. So this is awesome. So, I think what I want to do to just kind of continue this process is just say, okay, I'm a beginner, and can we get beyond just the first few realms and understanding the theory of the game and the basic level, and start to learn skills that will serve us in the long run. We need to learn best practices for this game. Okay? So in that, I want to continue the guide, and what I'm going to do is, by the way, once you finish a game, once you die, you get to kind of look through a highlight of every realm and what you did, and you can kind of click through it, or you could push escape. You could see, oh, this was me on the next realm, and here's me. You can also push escape and just go back and start a new game. And so let's start a new game, normal game, okay? And the fun of this, if you're a beginner, is to start and experiment by trying out something different. At least that's what I've been doing and enjoying. So, for example, we've got a bunch of goblins here. Now, we could as Enon recommended, and let me just point this out because I didn't mention this. If you wanted to, you only have one skill point to start, but you could just drink your teleporter and bounce up here and pick up these 2 memory orbs and then just jump right into a 3rd level spell instead of buying a 1st level spell. If you like really wanted to go that route. Now that might be more advanced, that might be for people who have more experience, but that's something you can do. Now for me, what I'm going to do is just push S, bring up the spell list, and we're going to try a different spell. So we did Fireball last time, which is great, but Deathbolt is cool because it's going to allow us to hit a target, and then if it's a living target, we make a skeleton, okay? That's basically like an undead unit that'll go around for us, kind of like our dogs were doing, and kill things and save us some charges on our spells. So let's try Deathbolt and see if, you know, how a build like this would go. So Deathbolt, you know, we'll kind of get into range and just move around here. And I'm going to hit this guy immediately so that we get a skeleton, like right off the bat. Look at that. And there's a skeleton there, okay? And I think if I make 2 skeletons, I don't think I should have to cast any more at all. Now, I could have maybe cleared the whole level with 1 skeleton. I'm not sure. But this way, you know, we just guarantee it. And the 2 skeletons are kind of going up there. And, oh no, we might not win. Oh, we barely did. Yes, we got it. So I only had to use 2 charges on the first realm with Deathbolt. So that's definitely attractive. All right, so now we have 3 skill points. And of course, before we spend them, let's look. There's an arcane circle with a vampire and a bat. All right, healing potion, stone shield, mana potion. There's a ruby heart with lots of consumables. And there's another ruby heart with a portal key and some stuff there. So, you know, do we want to move into arcane? Right? This would be the question. Like, do we want to just buy a big arcane skill? So if I look for arcane skills, is there something where I'm like, okay, you know, arcane accounting, whenever you cast the last charge of an arcane spell, your next non-arcane spell is free. So interesting if you've got a lot of things going on. This makes things explode, which, if we learned anything, that's great, except when it's not, right? Except when it hits you. So this would be something else we'd have to plan in. Like, hey, an explosion is cool unless we die. It's kind of like immolation in Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. If you get immolated, you know, by your own stuff, you live and die by it. This is kind of cool, but Deathbolt is not arcane. So, you know, there's that. And the minions we make are not arcane. So the Face Stone is an interesting one in that you summon this, okay, and it's just like a tank where things that, you know, you're fighting will go maybe attack this instead of you. The enemy AI, from what I've been told, is not great. So you can use this to kind of like give yourself a buffer. That's very cool. But in all honesty, most of these skills are like synergizing with us having arcane, which we don't. But what about, you know, is there an arcane spell over here that we might really want to pick up? I mean, there's always Blink. Like, Blink is never not useful. But as our second spell, I'm not sure. Like, I think maybe it would be more useful for us to get some damage. And Arcane, it has Magic Missile, which is like efficient for a single target, has long range, but it's not that great. And so what I think I might do, okay, we could get, you know, we could go Arcane and try to go into some kind of like, you know, Void Beam, something like this, just a large beam to hit things and blow up walls and stuff like that, utility kind of spell. We could learn this for sure. 7 charges. We could get an orb. Now the problem is, the orb melts through walls and deals 9 arcane damage each turn to all adjacent units, okay? Which is me. So... you know, we'll have to make sure we're not getting hit by our own thing. Beam is good. This is fun. Nightmare Aura. It just does damage to things all around us. It's also dark, you know, but it only has 2 charges. So it's like you use this and it'll probably last for the whole floor. And this damage is fixed. You can't raise it. So we didn't really do any enchantment last time. So, you know, maybe that's fun to try out. Let's just experiment. All right. Now, the problem, though, is let me just go here and let me check. All right. So the bats are living. The vampire is not living. So we can't make skeletons from vampires if we hit them. All right. And they also 100% resist dark. So the only way we would kill the vampire on this level is if we bought some, like, you know, like a fireball or something like that. Or if we killed enough bats to turn them into skeletons to fight the vampire and kill it. And it's kind of an interesting question of whether or not we could actually do that. I think we probably could. But this is a lot of bats. So this will be fun to kind of just... I'm going to do this because I want to test out the power of our skeleton. So I'm going to drop myself... I think actually right here. And then I'm going to just shoot a Deathbolt there, there, there. Okay? There, there, there. And just move away from this vampire a bit. Hopefully, there we go. I needed my bats to kill it, and it did. Now, I'm just trying to move away from all this activity. And I've got myself kind of in a corner. And they're not... this vampire is almost dead, though. So let's push spacebar. It dies. Now, it made a vampire bat. Which my bats killed. Or my skeletons killed, rather. And I'm going to see if I need to do anything else. I'm just going to push spacebar and see if this happens. I used 10 charges. Which is a lot. But I'm going to use one more. There we go. It's not that big of a deal. And we'll just be patient and see if our skeletons can clear this out. They could not. So we'll use one more charge. And there we go. Okay, pick everything up. And now, before we learn anything, we've got a holy circle and a ruby heart. Energy shield, nice. Death dice, portal key, energy shield. Let me see about the giant, these mind maggots. Let me just check to see if they're living or not. Not living. Okay, so this would be hard for us because they won't make skeletons. Now wait, the big one is... Oh no, yeah they are. I'm sorry, I was thinking the living was above the hit points. No, it's below it. Yeah, they're all living. Okay, great. And these guys have 52 hit points. So that's also scary because our Deathbolt's not going to be killing that anytime soon. So the only way we survive this is by making an army of skeletons with Deathbolt, which is possible, okay? So we could come over here at the Arcane Circle, and we could get the spell that we talked about, which is definitely called Nightmare Aura, and it would be 2, and we'd have 4 left over. We could also get Void Drakes, which are very, very good, but they would not interact well with our skeletons, I don't believe. I'm going to try this just for max efficiency. And then this is, let's see. Your summoned undead units gain hunger. Hunger deals 7 dark damage to a target up to 3 tiles away. I mean, this is pretty good. So, Hungry Dead would make our skeletons even more powerful. It has a 3-turn cooldown. Unholy Alliance. I don't have any holy units. This is good for poison, but no. Let's try Hungry Dead. So at this point, we don't have that many skeletons that we can make, okay, because we only have 4 charges, but we have a good amount of mana potions, and I'm going to go for this one because I like the consumables better. We're just going to run over here. All right, and where can we summon ourselves? We need to summon ourselves in a position where we can start getting skeletons online right away and are near some gates to take them out. This is pretty good. One more there. And then I'm going to turn on the aura. And just walk myself in. I need to drink a mana potion immediately because I have to get more skeletons. There's just no way I'm going to win if I don't have more of them. Now the big guy is killing my my skeletons too quickly. There we go. Almost there. Does this guy have... He has 16. I'm actually going to use 1 and then use 2 and make a skeleton. Now we have a... This is an interesting thing, too. Now we have a friendly Mind Maggot skeleton who has 52 hit points. This guy might be able to clear, you know, the map by himself. Depending. So we're just going to wait. I'm going to make some skeletons. And see if this guy gets down to enough hit points. He did. So I'm going to just hit him. And then now we have these 2 big boy skeletons. And this should be enough. I still have Nightmare Aura going. Okay, great. I'm not even going to use any more charges. I think we're okay. I'm just going to kind of push spacebar here. Yep. And with these giant skeletons, no problem. Okay, fantastic. We'll just pick up all the fun. Awesome. So, we've got a new character with a new theme, kind of just experimenting. And at this point, you know, this is just a exploratory, let's feel it out, let's see what we can find kind of a guide. You now know, from the first episode, all of the basics. You've seen me die, you've seen me make bad choices, some reasonable choices, and hopefully you've learned enough about the core of the game to make a determination on whether or not you want to play it. If this is the kind of game for you, enough basic strategy to clear the first, 5-6 levels on your first run, and then, make it even further. So this is just an amazing game. I appreciate everyone for giving your feedback and your advice. I think it's the kind of a game where if more people know about it, more people get into it, and more people have success with it, it will kind of really build, because it's just such a good core. I understand the developer is working on a sequel, which I'm excited about, and I'm late to the party on this game, but it's so much fun. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. Take care.